Hi guys, today on Divas Can Cook, I've got something for the true pecan lovers. We are making Southern Butter Pecan Cake. Yes, we're gonna make it from scratch and it's going to rock your world. Y'all ready? Let's go. Okay, so the first thing we're gonna do is prepare our pecans. I have some pecan chips here. I'm gonna place them into a large bowl, dump them right on in. Okay, next I'm gonna add in a little bit of melted butter. I'm using unsalted melted butter and some cinnamon because, hey, why not? Why not? Throw that cinnamon on in there. We're gonna toss this around, get everything coated in that butter and cinnamon. And next I'm gonna place this on my pan here. Just dump it on out because we are going to roast these bad boys in the oven to get them all crunchy and flavorful. So go ahead and spread it out into an even layer, just like that. We're gonna bake 350 for about 6 to 8 minutes. When it comes out, there's our crunchiest, cinnamony, buttery butter pecans. Perfect. Okay, so now I'm going to take some of these pecans, I'm going to place them into my food processor, and we're going to make kind of like a pecan butter. We're going to crush them up really, really fine. That way, we're going to have that authentic pecan flavor. I cannot stand when I have a Southern pecan cake. It don't taste like pecans. What's up with that? All right, so place that in a bowl. We're going to set this aside. We're done with our pecans for now. Now it's time to make the cake. We're going to move along and make our cake. Okay, so we're gonna do first, I have some flour in a bowl here. I'm gonna add in some baking powder and some salt. Go ahead and whisk this around, get everything combined. That looks good, girl. Okay, so next we're gonna add in our room temperature butter. It's nice and soft. We're gonna add in our granulated sugar. Okay, dump that in. And next we're gonna add in our light brown sugar. Perfect. We're gonna mix this all around until it is creamy, and well combined. That looks good. This is how it should look, this right here, okay? And then you can go ahead and add in your eggs, 2 eggs, room temperature. We're gonna mix these eggs on in until the batter is all creamy and looking like this right here. And next we're gonna add in our egg yolk. Don't forget the egg yolk is gonna give our cake a nice coloring to it. So add that yolk in there, mix it on up just like that. Okay, that looks good. Next, we're gonna add in some vanilla extract, and I'm also gonna add in a little bit of maple. That maple is the ticket, honey, because oh my God, it just adds such a nice, subtle, bomb taste to this butter pecan cake. So don't skip that maple, okay? Don't skip it. Next, we're gonna add in some sour cream. This is gonna make our cake so moist and tender. It gives it the perfect crumb texture where it's kind of dense but yet fluffy and moist. Yes, I love that texture. Okay, so we're gonna add our dry ingredients into our wet ingredients, and we're going to alternate that with some good old whole milk. Now, normally I would use buttermilk, but this cake is not that sweet, so yeah, I didn't want to add that buttermilk in there. We have the sour cream in there to make our cake all bomb texture, so didn't need the buttermilk this time. Go ahead and get all that flour mixed in, and here's how the batter will look when you're all done. Yup, look how beautiful and whipped. Perfectly whipped batter. Okay, so now I'm going to add in some of those buttered pecans. Dump those in. Just fold them right on in, just like that. And next I'm going to add in those crushed up pecans. And this is going to infuse all that pecan flavor. It's going to have a pecan flavor in every single bite. Adding those crushed pecans is the ticket. That's the ticket right there, y'all. Okay, so now my pans are greased and floured, so I'm gonna dump my batter evenly into 2 pans here. I'm using round pans, just dump those right on in. Okay, that looks good. Try to get it as evenly as possible. Now I'm gonna give my pans a little shake just to make sure that it is leveled. We're gonna bake it 350 for about 28 minutes. When it comes out, here's how it will look. It's kind of light, right? Very light cake. Once that cake has cooled down enough to touch the pans, go ahead and remove them from the pans, place them on a cooling rack, and let them cool off completely, just like that. All right, I always get nervous on this part, like do not tell me, please. Okay, so yeah, we're gonna let them cool off completely. Meanwhile, let's make our frosting. We are doing a brown sugar cream cheese pecan frosting. What? Yeah, I love this frosting. I have some cream cheese and some butter going into a bowl. I'm gonna mix this around just until the cream cheese and the butter becomes one. And then we're gonna add in some very soft, fresh brown sugar. You don't want to use none of that hard stale brown sugar. Make sure it's fresh. That way it'll just melt down into that butter and cream cheese, and you won't have any grainy frosting because we don't want a grainy frosting. Okay, next we're going to add in some maple, and I'm going to add in some vanilla extract to give our frosting a bomb of flavor. That maple and vanilla, they play so well together. I love them. Okay, mix that on up just like this until that frosting is creamy. I love the texture of this frosting. Even before adding the powdered sugar, I love the way it tastes and the way it looks. All right, add the powdered sugar, okay? Once you add the powdered sugar, go ahead and mix it up just until all that powdered sugar is combined, okay? Keep on mixing. If you want, look how whipped it is, y'all. It's so whipped. If you want it firmed up, just place it in the fridge for a little bit. I didn't. I was ready to go, okay? So I'm gonna add the remaining of our pecans into my frosting. You don't have to though, that's optional. And then when you are ready, go ahead and frost up those little cakes. You can get all fancy smancy with it, or you can just, you know, spread it on like I did. Spread it on. I like this frosting because it's so forgiving for people who, you know, suck at frostings. It's so forgiving. It looks so cute with the little pecans and stuff in there. And this frosting just frosts like a dream. It just kind of glides on there. If you want this cake to cut really, really neat, place it in the fridge after you frost it, and that cream cheese will set up nice and firm, and you will get the prettiest little cuts. I didn't do that, okay? I frosted this cake. I'm like, let me go ahead and cut it, and that's what I did. And here's what we have, y'all. Let's just look at it for a minute. Can you see that texture? Like, I can just look at this cake and tell the exact texture that it's gonna have. Yeah, but go ahead and dig in, you guys. And that's it. I hope that you enjoyed this video. If you have never had a butter pecan cake, don't get a box. Don't get a box. Just make this right here, okay? Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and check out my other videos. Later.